You can't scare me. Not with the basement of botany. Maybe a sentient dummy calling all creeps. Boo dudes! Welcome to Calling All Creeps. My name is Matt. I'm here with Dave. You are cute little Steinheads. Dave, what's going on?
I can see these heads, and I can confirm they are cute.
They are full of Steins.
So many Steins.
Oof, baby. We're on the heels of summer? No, we're at the.
No, we got our tips. We got our wicks dipped into summer.
Yeah, what's the front of your foot called? The apex of your foot.
The toes?
Yes. The ball. No, that's like close to the heel.
That's the back. Yeah. Like if I was like, let's say I'm Red Foreman. Mm-hmm. And if the
which
back
part of your
of my
foot is in my ass?
Yes. That's exactly what I was thinking.
I cannibalized your joke. I'm sorry.
That's fine. I'm gonna cannibalize that ass.
Ooh.
Red Foreman style.
We have another special episode today. I feel like all of our episodes are special.
We're just special people.
That's true.
Well, this is a housekeeping episode. We've been doing this for a while.
Yeah, 32 weeks, right? If it's every other week and we have 16 episodes.
Well, we don't even have 16 episodes. You have to realize we did some specials in there as well.
Specials, yeah. So we're actually this fall, September will be a year.
Yeah.
That's a wild ride.
It is a wild ride. We started this because you were rereading Goosebumps.
Yes. And
tweeting every time you finish one with a
brief
tweet-sized review.
Yes. Yeah, that's something I thought of recently is, like, obviously we have a lot of fun on this podcast and we want to focus on the books, but we don't talk a ton, maybe we did in the beginning, a ton about the nostalgia around Goosebumps and just around, I don't know, the life that you were living in 1992 or like between 92 and 97, which for me in posterity, I mean, it always looks like, you know, like everything was idyllic. And of course that's not always the case, but when you're, I don't know, when we were like less than 10 or whatever, like those are some of my best memories, and like collecting these books and reading the books. And I remember certain situations I was in, certain things I was doing while I was working on one of these books, you know, getting through it. And like writing, I wanted to write like R.L. Stine, so I'd write like a scary story and I'd like show my third grade teacher, and of course she'd say it's great even though it was dog shit. You know,
who knows, she could have had simple tastes.
That's true. Yeah, that's why I'm so fucking dumb. Or
you just could have been a fucking genius.
I think it's the opposite. Maybe she was dumb and now I'm dumb because of it.
Yeah, I agree with that. There's little things that I've seen recently that just bring me back. And on top of doing a Goosebumps podcast, believe it or not, I'm still looking towards my past. E3's happening right now.
Yeah.
Or just happened, which is all new video games are coming out. Link's Awakening, which is my favorite Zelda game, is getting a remake. Originally came out 26 years ago when it was my first video game I ever owned on the Game Boy Pocket.
Yeah. Which
is a console that I collect. I'm trying to get every single color, which should be easy now that I have every single Japanese one.
Give Dave's Instagram a follow, because you post the new additions to your collection, and they're really interesting to see, especially if you have an appreciation for that. Like, I'm not a video game person, but I played Game Boy as a kid, and every time you post a new one that's like a Game Boy Color or whatever, like I remember seeing that and playing that. And
aesthetically, Game Boy Pocket, I think, was the greatest thing to happen for Nintendo. Because originally you had your, like, there was the regular gray Game Boy. Yeah, the big then old they brick. Were like, oh, play it loud. And they were like, now we got red and yellow and stuff. Yeah. So, but then when I remember the commercial where it was like, it was kind of like that 1984 Apple commercial, but it was Game Boys being like pressed down onto a conveyor belt, and just some like cool dude in jeans comes up and grabs one and puts it in his back pocket, and you're like, it's a Game Boy, but now it's small.
I mean, that's all they had to do.
It was awesome, and they made so many different colors, and it was all about like, what's your personality, who are you, and which. But it was neat, and like the '90s were really about that, especially early '90s. We're coming off like, this is the grunge era still. When it's weird to think about like Goosebumps as part of that, but I think Goosebumps really caught its stride much later. Like, I think Tamagotchi when I think Goosebumps.
Man.
I don't think
Yeah. I thought about Tamagotchis
early
recently
90s.
and how fun that is.
I saw someone recently, they just posted the sprites for Digimon.
I never played Digimon.
I think it was like in between, but like those were just the Tamagotchis that fought, and then they got a whole anime out of them. But
right, yeah.
It's interesting. It's just like, but Goosebumps is a whole different nostalgia, and it was great having Brian on last week because that was an older look at it, and older, not like now. He's not that much older than us, but like it's kind of crazy thinking, like, if I'm 4 years older than one of my friends, 5 years older than one of my friends. Look at Tom, who was just here.
Yeah.
I mean, back then, like, when I was reading Goosebumps books, Tom wasn't alive yet.
Yeah, right.
So,
it has a reach. That's what we're speaking to.
Yeah, it's like when you're a kid, like, you're like, I'm in 5th grade. Why would I talk to a 3rd grader?
Right. Yeah.
Now it's at the point we're a year separated.
Yeah.
But, we just had birthdays, the two of us.
We did. Happy birthday to us.
Happy birthday to you.
And to you.
Oh, thank you. Now when we say we're 30-somethings, it's fine. Because before you're like, we're 30-somethings on the first episode, and I'm like, I'm 30. I don't have the something yet.
Yeah. Now you got a little something.
Yeah, now I got a little something.
Yeah.
It's my big old ass.
That's not a little something.
Well, it's covered in diapers, so it's big.
That's true.
30-year-old diapers. Once you become 30, teens, you just start shitting out your ass. But anyway, we're not just going on this tangent because of whatever. We figured after the 16th book, there's 62 books. Can't break that down into 4 ways.
Dave, speaking of 4 ways, you know how many books I wish there were?
How many?
69.
I get that. That's the sex number.
It's the sex
anyway.
number.
It's because we can't break that into a 4-way, because 69, he should lick a dick, I bet. Ooh, hawooga!
Awooga, cha-cha-cha. Dave, you know how many books I wish there were?
420?
Yes. Blaze it.
Good. Well, we wanted this to be our quarterly review.
Yes. The quarterly Goosebumps review.
Quarterly Goosebumps review, and then, of course, because it's not going to take that much time, we're going to give you a little bit of taste of something else, something more recent. I work at a comic shop, Zap Comics, in Wayne, also Manalapan, online, whatever. But
for our Jersey folks.
Of course. R.L. Stine in late 2017, 2018 took a foray into comics, was supposed to write a series, wrote for Marvel, didn't go well at all. Yeah. He literally, like, my stars aligned when they said that R.L. Stine was writing my favorite horror character of all of Marvel, or all of comics.
Yeah, what
it just fucking sucked. It fucking sucked. Yeah. But then they did a foray into the Goosebumps universe with a bunch of different creative teams from not huge comics, but in the indie IDW, who is the publication for this. Yeah, they had some really good people that they put forth on this. So maybe we'll do a little bit more of a deep dive into it, but we're going to be going into Goosebumps Download and Die.
Yeah, and I'm not going to bury the lead. I liked it.
I liked it too. Mm-hmm. I liked it too. Can you hear my air conditioning turn on? Because I just forgot to turn it off.
No, I would ask if you could hear my fan, but there's all kinds of shit happening behind me, so it doesn't really matter.
Yo, it's fucking hot out now.
It's hot. It's very wet outside today. I'm wetter than I usually am.
Which is pretty wet.
Which is,
to begin with.
Sopping. So now I'm drenched.
That's good.
Is sopping more saturated than drenched, or is drenched more saturated than sopping?
Let me get out the chart.
Okay. Oh, Dave, that chart, it just says squirting 12 times.
Well, it's tough. The chart itself is so wet that you can't even read the
It's falling apart in your hands.
So now that we're 10 minutes in,
yes,
let's
spend another 10 minutes talking about squirting.
So we're going to talk about the 16 Goosebumps we've read, and we're going to rank them.
Yeah, let's rank that shit.
Let's rank them.
You want to do that now?
I also want to... I went online and looked at a bunch of different ranked Goosebumps lists.
Okay.
The most accessible one that was easiest to read and look at was from Geek.com.
Sure.
It beat believe it or not, Complex.com.
Okay.
Complex. And it beat the hell out of Cosmopolitan.com.
Cosmo had a Goosebumps list?
It had top 20. It was like, we all know that everybody's read all 61 Goosebumps books. And I'm like, first off, wrong.
Yeah.
62.
There's 62. And second, for that magazine, should be 69.
It should be. They'd be like, wouldn't you love to use your lips near a member?
Yeah. Ladies, lick his mole right. Article
the 18
inside.
ways to have sex that God didn't tell you about. So they also had a list. They're like, everyone's read 61. Here are the 20 that we need to rate from worst to best. And they just pick a random 20.
Yeah.
And it's just a mess.
Trying to get millennials in there.
Yeah. But so I have Geekly's or Geek.com's they ranked every book.
Oh shit.
Like they went in and then they wrote what
Did you just bark, Dave?
Excuse me.
Okay.
Sorry. They ranked all 62 and then gave like a description of what the plot was and why it meant something to the Goosebumps universe. So out of all the ones they did, so we'll describe
see how we
what
stack
they
up.
are. Yeah. So you want to start from the bottom, the worst Goosebumps book?
Yeah, sure.
We'll start from 16, work our way up.
Okay.
All right. So what's your 16th? What's your worst so far?
I feel like we might align on this.
I think we're gonna line for a few.
I think we will. Let's Get Invisible.
Yeah. Let's Get Invisible. Fucking sucks.
Which sort of is interchangeable. I don't mean to jump the gun here, but 15 and 16, you can kind of swap them out for me. It's like
same.
Let's Get Invisible and Camp Nightmare.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the ending ruined it for me. Why? What's your 16 and 15?
Oh wait, shit! Did I do one twice? 15 is You Can't Scare Me.
Oh shit! Did I forget about You Can't Scare Me? Oh no, it's there.
Yeah, actually, I found Camp Nightmare. It's fine. Yeah, You Can't Scare Me. I don't like because it is horror bad. And the interesting part is thrown in at the end, and it feels like it could have been one of those shitty Bailey School kid books like we read.
That's true. I think I just gave it 14 because I like the tarantula.
That's fair. Also, this dog is just living outside my window now, which is fine.
Maybe it's the Werewolf of Fever Swamp, Dave.
Ooh. So I want to say that out of 62, Geekly rated Let's Get Invisible as... Let me go through.
If it's high, I'm going to discount this list.
Number 57 of 62.
Okay.
So, fair.
That's fair.
That sounds fair. You Can't Scare Me, which was my second worst, is... their worst book, number 62, You Can't Scare Me.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
And then yours was Camp Nightmare?
Yeah.
37.
All right. I know
so
people like Camp
Nightmare.
Lower
half.
It's not bad throughout. It's just the ending that kind of undoes anything good that it offered, which we talked about in depth. But
well, we said if other books... If Horrorland ended the way that Camp Nightmare ended, it would have sucked even more. Anyway. All right, so 14.
14, let me refer to my notes. Oh, that was You Can't Scare Me.
Mine's Be Careful What You Wish For.
Okay, yep.
Which Be Careful What You Wish For is book number 12, and that's 53 on their list.
Got it.
Still bottom.
It's bottom
trash.
of mine, too. I have it for 13.
Yeah. 13 I have is Camp Nightmare.
Okay. So we're kind of...
We're in the same area.
Yeah.
What's your 13?
It was Be Careful What You Wish For.
Okay, so we're all there. 11.
12?
Oh, 12. One Day at Heartland.
Werewolf of Fever Swamp.
Okay.
I think it was down the middle. I think it was okay, which I guess doesn't reflect the number because then it would be 8, half of 16. But I don't know. I expected more from it because it's such a canonical, iconic book for the series.
Well, I felt the same way about Camp Nightmare. It just didn't do anything for me. I mean, I think they had so much marketing potential with it, in the cover, that it became bigger than it was.
Yeah.
But the thing that blew my mind is that One Day at Horrorland is ranked number 2
on their list
of all 62, which is crazy because when Scholastic did that Tumblr review, which I tried to find that. They didn't put it up. That got number 1. And I know from reading the first 16, there are better books than Camp Nightmare. Mm-hmm. I think it's just the nostalgia and thinking about the covers. And then what was yours was...
For 12, it was Werewolf.
Werewolf of Fever Swamp was number 10.
Wow. People like it. Like, that's... I don't know. I think that there are, like, the top 10 popular books, and I think people conflate popularity with quality.
And also how you remember it.
Yeah.
I think I'm going back, this is nostalgia. The only reason I picked this list is because they had descriptions, and it seems like they actually went into them, and more so than just the cover and what they remember.
Yeah.
But so 11.
11, Say Cheese and Die.
Mine was Monster Blood.
Okay.
Say Cheese and Die was 36, and Monster Blood was 38. Seems fair. Okay, so my 11, or 12, 10. We're at 10. Well, I'm bad at this.
Hey, this isn't a math lesson.
Stay Out of the Basement was my 10.
Monster Blood was my 10.
That's pretty good. That's fair. Monster Blood, 38, and Stay Out of the Basement was number 20, high up on the list.
So again, we're in the same headspace here. Number 9, Piano Lessons, Can Be Murder.
9 is Say Cheese and Die for me.
Got it. Where's Piano Lessons on their list?
34.
Okay.
So not top.
Not good, not bad.
Say Cheese and Die, I mean, I'm kind of surprised it was 36.
I am too, because that kind of squashes my theory of popularity versus quality.
Yeah. 8. Curse of the Mummy's Tomb.
Okay. Mummy was higher on my list. I liked Mummy.
I did too, but there were other ones I liked more.
Right.
It doesn't mean it's bad, but it's just out of 16, it's still like it's the middle of the road.
Yeah. I had Ghost Next Door.
Okay, I like that one a little more, but Curse of Mummy's Tomb was number 8.
Wow.
On their list.
I like Ghost Next Door too, but I just felt
was
like
43.
Wow, that's not fair.
That book is like that's the saddest book. That's the most emotional book that I feel like that's R.L. Stine doing a little bit more adult writing.
Yeah.
And he even like that's why they reference it so much in other things. So after that I have Werewolf of Fever Swamp.
That's your 8?
7.
My 7 is Night of the Living Dummy, which is also the book number.
That's pretty impressive. I'm surprised I had Night of the Living Dummy way higher up. But, to be fair, Night of the Living Dummy is number 7 on their list as well.
Oh, great.
You hit it on the head there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's good. I don't know. It's another thing where it's like, it's a B paper. It's like, what do I say about this?
Well, Werewolf of Fever Swamp, I felt like there was all of these William Blake references, and it's the one time that he leaned so hard into themes, and I felt like he just let me write this book as a writer instead of just for kids.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that a lot.
And to his credit too, Ghost Next Door is sort of like that, basically describing death. But
does that make a good Goosebumps book? That's like
right.
That I don't. It's not just like what I think. Like craft whatever. It needs to be a good Goosebumps book.
Yeah.
So that's why it's 7 for me.
Right.
All right. What's 6?
Good question. It's Welcome to Dead House.
Okay, mine is Piano Lessons.
Okay.
I just felt like it was different from all the other books. It had ghosts, it had a girl's face melting, and it had robots.
That's true. It was cool, and I liked this setting that it created. I felt like you're with the protagonist in his house the whole time with like the snow falling, and it's kind of nice.
Good setting. Mom and Dad were very good mom and dad
That's
characters.
True,
they did it really well. So I like that one. I felt like it was just a solid book.
What's your 6? I'm sorry.
Piano Lessons.
Piano Lessons.
I hate Chainsaw.
5. What's your 5?
Welcome to Dead House.
Okay, cool.
There's a lot of dead kids. People are dying, and Mr. Dawes is being a motherfucker.
I think it's good for the first entry, and I think fondly back on our analysis of it.
Me too. That was a great time.
It was a good time. We were figuring stuff out. Concrete was wet, but hey, it's still wet. We're only a quarter of the way in.
Yeah, we just press our butts real hard onto it and see if we can see the cornhole.
Do you think the concrete is Sopping or drenched or squirting?
I told you I'm going to have to go back to that chart.
To the chart? Okay. Which fell apart in your hands.
That's true.
I have 5, Stay Out of the Basement. I actually kind of liked it. I know we were
Stay
split
Out of the
when we read
Basement. Stay Out of the Basement is 20 on the list of 62.
it. Okay.
Welcome to Deadhouse is number 1.
Oh, well, I don't know about that.
I don't agree with that. But so number 4.
Yeah.
Haunted Mask.
Haunted Mask. Cool. I had One Day at Horrorland.
Okay. Haunted Mask is 6 on their list.
Okay.
And as we said, Horrorland is 2, which I don't agree with.
Right.
I don't agree with. We've read a lot of books, but like 2, come on, man.
Yeah.
And now we're at the top 3.
Top 3, baby.
So my 3, we already know yours isn't this. It's Ghost Next Door. Just because I felt like it's the most emotion that he put in, and it was like a taste of it, enough that kids won't get like completely despondent from reading it.
Yeah. There were no annoying characters. It was just smart. It was a smart book. The ending was good. Like a lot of these endings are dog shit.
It was creepy and full of emotion and relatable to anybody.
Yeah, it had the specter of death following Hannah around the neighborhood. I mean, it's wild. It's pretty good.
Really good. It was a great book.
My 3 is Curse of the Mummy's Tomb.
That's a good one too.
I think, I said the setting of piano I liked, but I think this had a good setting too. When I think about it, I see blues and grays. I think of like the cool, damp tomb inside the pyramid, kicking around the sand. I don't know. I think he does a good job for someone who presumably, hasn't done that, hasn't been in. Yeah. I don't know if R.L.'s been inside a pyramid.
Who knows? He could live in a pyramid for all.
Yeah, I mean, millionaires do crazy things. So,
but the only reason Mummy fell farther for me is because I had a hard time remembering it up front, and I feel like it was just a really good entry into Goosebumps.
Yeah,
and the monster itself was just like some dude.
Yeah, which is I like,
and I like that too. But it didn't. I don't know.
But then there were addendum to that. He was controlling monsters.
It's true. Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah,
and I like that one. I like that one a lot. And that's kind of my benchmark for Goosebumps.
Mummy?
If it's good or bad.
Oh.
Yeah, Mummy. It either needs to be better than Mummy or it sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. So what's your number 2?
Haunted Mask, baby.
All right. That was my 4, but I have Night of the Living Dummy.
Cool.
That's, I think, the first one where he's dealing with way more and playing with a lot of moving parts.
Yeah.
That works really well.
Yeah, I liked it. And it's inherently creepy. I think it's one of the scarier books that we've read just because what it is.
I agree. I think it's the scariest book we've read.
Yeah.
Scariest of all of them. So that's why it's number 2.
Cool.
All right. So what's your number 1?
Number 1, I feel like we aligned on this, Dave. Do you want to say it together?
Yes, we did. Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Girl
That's
Who Cried
hairy
Monster.
ass. Girl Who Cried Monster.
Yeah. I was trying to think
Girl Who
of...
Cried Monster was... Well, Night of the Living Dummy was 7, you said. Yours was... Well, we already read all this. So. I'm just vamping until... Okay, it was 27.
That seems insane.
Unfair.
Yeah.
Unfair. Best book so far.
Best book.
Has a teen 90s feel. Gets scary. Smart main character. Fully fleshed out mom and dad. And also just... You get more from the monster. It's a 2-sided book.
Yeah.
And it's fun. And it has a fairy tale feel to it that I love.
Yeah. And it's scary. When she's trapped in there with Mortman, it's scary.
It's great.
And
I kind of love that in the original, as we learned in that episode, you can listen back to. Originally, Mortman was supposed to be eating children instead of turtles and bugs and stuff.
Yeah.
I think Scholastic picked the right option with that. If he was just the bad guy, it wouldn't have been as fun as a book. He's just a monster trying to live his monster life, and that made it fun.
Yeah. And the ending is crazy, but it's great. If you're going to execute this weird twist in 2 pages, then do it like you did with Monster.
Yeah. Agreed. All right, so then we were going to say, what is your favorite cover?
Favorite cover? I did One Day at Horrorland.
Okay.
/ Haunted Mask.
So my top 3, if we were going to do top 3, would have been, I'd say, Horrorland 3. Well, I don't know, Harland and Werewolf of Fever Swamp are kind of tied.
Okay.
They're really good.
Yeah.
Haunted Ooh, excuse me. Little Chainsaw wants to join us.
Oh, hello, good boy.
Hello, good boy.
Oh my God, so cute.
Just so everyone knows,
for the listeners,
Chainsaw.
the cat, Dave's cat, Chainsaw is so cute and on camera, and he's loving it.
He's good. You got anything to say?
He's hamming it up for the camera. Oh no, he's just snuggling Pop Pop.
Okay. My number 2 would have been Haunted Mask as well, but my number 1, which I'm sorry, dude, I love you, but it's not a Tim Jacobus. It's Stay Out of the Basement. It's my number 1.
Wow, Dave, I'm not listening to anything you're saying because I'm looking at Chainsaw.
Oh, it's fine, but that's
no. I Stay Out of the Basement.
It's a good cover.
It is good. The hand wrapping around, it's great.
The colors, it's just, that's probably my favorite cover of the first 16. All right, so your favorite character?
Best character, I had Borat.
Like, what?
The character Borat.
Like my wife, Borat?
Yeah.
What? I don't. Where this joke?
Best character, right?
Like ever?
Yeah. Was the best character from all of pop culture, like of all time? That was the question, right?
I'm trying to figure out if there's like a game that comes with this.
No.
Like what bit this is.
No, there's no bit. It's Borat.
It's Borat?
Yeah. What was yours?
I don't think I could ever pick a number 1 pop culture. I mean, mine would probably be Charlie Brown.
Okay.
That'd be my favorite pop culture icon.
He doesn't say my wife, but that's fine. Yeah.
I mean, maybe in the future when he has a wife. And they'd be like, who do you cry to now because you're so sad? And he'd be like, usually my wife.
You think he says Yashamash?
Never.
Okay.
Maybe his good friend Shrek will.
Oh, Shrek's a runner-up because he says donkey.
Right, no, but who's your favorite? Who's the best character?
I wrote down Borat, so you have to.
I thought you would actually have one.
I couldn't remember any names, so
I went through all my notes. I like Mr. Mortman.
Yeah, I like Mortman too.
Just because he's the bad guy and he's the monster, and we're supposed to be afraid of him, but like you just can't not like him. He enjoys books and teaching kids to read, even though he's a monster.
I think he's a little cutie pie.
He is.
Yeah, I think he's like a chubby, jovial guy. He wears like a poker visor.
I love him.
Yeah. He's
just a good guy. All right, so who's your worst character?
My worst character is Borat.
So why do you dislike this Borat guy?
I think he's a little played out, honestly. I think we get it, right? Your wife, Yashamash, this is my cousin, he's stupid, or whatever. I'm married to a beautiful woman.
I was like, if he's keeping this bit, it's going to be Napoleon Dynamite.
No, straight up Borat. What are you at?
Okay. So originally I thought you were going to say a character. So mine is going to be any character named Eddie.
Oh, yeah. That's good. Wait, what was our last Eddie? It was in Werewolf?
No. Our last Eddie was in You Can't Scare
Me. That's right. Yeah.
He's the fragile masculinity piece of shit who was just like, this is a girl who makes me feel dumb? Well, I'm going to show her. I'm going to show this bitch. And then Eddie was also the character that we said, if he does not die of a heroin overdose, that was from
Bailey School?
Bailey School.
Yeah.
So far, anyone named Eddie is a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Not including our friend Eddie, who joined us for that episode as our fake Eddie. Co-host. Well, he was a co-host, but...
Yeah, and he did a great job for not reading the book. What was
Look at his fucking hair that Chainsaw left just now.
But it's okay because he's a good boy.
It is, but I gotta fucking clean this
That's
shit.
true.
Anyway.
What was the guy's name? The kid's name in Mummy? Not Sorry, but...
Wait,
Gabe.
What number was this shit? Gabe, that's it.
Gabe would be my real answer.
Worst character?
He sucks. He's like...
No, he didn't suck as much. He was king of fragile masculinity.
Yeah, he was very annoying, and he made fun of everyone in Egypt for being different.
Oh, that was true. He was racist, too.
He was racist.
Yeah, I was thinking, because I thought you were going to pick Eddie, so I was going to pick Evan from Monster Blood.
Yeah, Evan sucks. You're right. I think top 2 is like
well,
Eddie and
actually,
Gabe.
no. It's definitely Eddie and Gabe.
Yeah.
Because I forgot that Evan actually cared for animals.
Yeah.
Which
Well, he
is one
liked
of the
his
few
dog.
redeeming qualities. Yeah. All right.
Cool.
So that's where we're at. So we're gonna hold true to our number 1 being Girl Who Cried Monster, and our number. So we both had Let's Get Invisible.
For worst.
Yeah. So we the middle ones. Who gives a fuck? But we have our top worst and our top bad, so we can plant those into the next episode in another 16, 15, depending on how we're feeling.
Cool. Dave, I know we're going to talk about the comic now, right?
Yeah, I'd love to. Let's do that.
Real quick, can I hit you with a little game?
It depends.
Very quickly.
How many questions are there? If you say 40, I'm gonna I don't. Before I was always yes. After last episode, I don't think I trust you anymore.
Well, it's a pop culture 90s quiz. There are 75 questions. No.
Okay. If it's 75, then I'm fine.
No, there's like, I don't know, less than 10.
I'm wholehearted.
All right, cool.
As long as it's not 40.
This game is called Lion or Stein. And I'm going to read Lion or Stein.
I think I need another drink for this.
And you have to tell me whether or not this is a real R.L. Stein tweet about butts and farts. The subject matter is either farts or butts.
Wait, what does that have to do with lions?
Oh, I mean lion like I dropped the G. So lying? Am I lying?
That's why I was like, I think I need a drink, because it's just like, I have a mane. And I'd be like, lion?
No, yeah. So am I lying or was this staying?
Oh, okay.
Yep.
If he actually wrote this, or if he didn't.
Yes, correct.
That's
similar to what we did in our live episode when it was Stein versus Stein, where I read tweets from former Green Party candidate Jill Stein. And I
have that recorded, by the way.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we got to listen through that.
Yeah, we'll sort through it. All right, I'm going to hit you with these quick so we can get to the comic book.
Let's get this shit over with.
Okay. Okay. I just read that termites fart more than any other animal. Don't you wonder how they found that out? Hashtag dirty jobs. Stein, correct.
Oh, yeah, Stein.
Oh, did you say lion?
No, it's Stein.
Oh, it's Stein, yeah. When I was a boy, my father used to pass gas at the dinner table, and no one would know right away. We called it silent but deadly.
Lying,
correct. Very good.
Phew. Gotcha.
My legs smell today. Scary.
Lying.
Yes.
But finish it. I would like to hear the whole story.
That's it. It says, my legs smell today. Scary. Okay, here's a couple more for you. Hashtag not making this up. You can now trace fart development on your phone. And there's a link to an article.
Lying.
Stein.
Oh my God. The link, I was like, it's probably the link, but I thought you were getting real clever.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
I appreciate your cleverness.
Hey, anytime. Gas and dash bombs away. The Beetle shoots the Beetle shoots.
Stein.
Yes. I want to read it though. The Beetle shoots the noxious gas from a nozzle in its anus. With a loud pop. Enjoy your walk. I don't know what the fuck that means. It's crazy. It literally says
Stein had... What? Oh, you showed me it. Stein had one too many Chardonnays that night.
Noxious gas from a nozzle in its anus. Okay. Only a couple more. Beavers. Cute or nature's fart weasels?
Lying.
Yes.
Did you make that up or you find it somewhere else?
I made it up.
Oh, the mind of Matt.
All right, two more. Ready?
Yeah.
A Philly hotel is being investigated after a fatal butt implant took place. Police say...
Matt. This is Matt.
This is Stein.
No way. Keep reading.
Police say several British women recently traveled to the hotel for butt enhancement operations. They think the hotel rents rooms to butt implanters. Hashtag can't make this stuff up. That's from 2011. All right, one more.
All right.
A South Carolina woman was arrested for performing illegal butt transplants in her boutique. Police asked her patients to come to police headquarters to have their butts inspected.
This is you.
This is Stein.
No way!
I swear, I'm showing Dave
know
the
that
tweet
he
right
was
now.
like this crazy butt justice fan.
And so the first butt one was from February. This one's from May of that year. There's time between the butt implant stories.
No, it's because he's on Butt Monthly, where he learns all about
gets all the
butt events.
The butt notifications. All right, I think we can all agree that was worth it. Yeah.
I think so. All right, so this is a graphic novel from 2018.
Yes.
Called Download and Die.
It sure is.
It sure is, and the name is a reference actually to Say Cheese and Die.
That's right.
Which I didn't get initially when I saw it.
I just got it right now when you said it. So.
Yeah. It's well known in the Goosebumps universe at this point because Mitra, our main character, is the first character in all of Goosebumps to have a romantic attraction to another female.
That's
making
right.
her the first LGBTQ character in all of Goosebumps.
Hell yeah. So there's LGBTQ representation here, and like one of the first books where there's like pretty much every main character is a person of color.
Yeah.
Which is excellent.
It was really good. And I think this had to do with the writer and the whole creative staff, which I'll get into, who I dearly love. And I didn't know their names or anything, but like I've appreciated a lot of their work working in a comic shop.
Yeah.
And they've sold a lot, and it's just shows that I don't know if RLS had anything to do with it, but IDW is really taking care of the Goosebumps franchise.
Yeah.
So the writer's name is Jen Vaughn. She is known for doing a bunch of specials for the Adventure Time comic.
I saw that. Yeah, I looked her up.
Which is good. And Adventure Time, the comic originally was written by... Have you ever seen those online comics that were like the Raptors? They're like... They're from way long ago. It's like dinosaur clip art that are talking to each other.
Okay.
He wrote the Adventure Time comic. She did the specials. She was part of the relaunch of Archie. This is before Riverdale.
Cool.
When they relaunched the regular Archie title. She did Benny and Veronica Vixens, Secret Loves of Geek Girls. She also wrote for the Nicki Minaj mobile game and Plants vs. Zombies mobile game.
Wow.
And she's a co-host of a podcast herself called D20 Dames, which is a Dungeons & Dragons podcast with a full female
Very
cast.
cool.
Kind of awesome. So, artist Michelle Wong, which I love and knew her work, did not know of her. But by reading this book, let me tell you, the representation that we got, these fun characters of Slappy, the Creeps, and Curly,
so
I loved them.
I loved it, too.
I
could not get enough Curly in this book. It's amazing.
So she did Avatar's Legend of Korra title. So Avatar, which is not the
James
whole
Cameron
blue
movie.
people, not James Cameron, but the Nickelodeon brought title where they went back into it, and it's the legend of the next Avatar, Korra, going back to some of the older characters much later into the universe. She wrote those books, which they weren't exactly individual comics, but kind of like little manga-sized graphic novels.
Cool.
She was the artist for that, which was huge. This title I love, and I didn't know that she wrote it or drew it for a little bit in between. It's called Lumberjanes.
Oh, I like it.
And it's a book like Lumberjacks, but it's kind of like Girl Scouts, but they figure out all this incredible stuff, which was awesome. They did a Power Rangers title that came out recently, just Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, but that was like current stuff going on in that universe. They wanted to go back to 90s fun.
Love it.
And what was happening before Green Ranger, before what was going on. It was called Go-Go Power Rangers. She was the artist for that.
Cool.
She has her own title called Tomboy.
Nice.
And then the colorist I looked up has done so much because the color was really kind of awesome and
great.
Cartoony and fun in this. Really good gradients. She has worked for IDW, Boom Comics, Dynamite, Image, and also Marvel. She's done a few Marvel books, and she's really great. Her name is Triana Tree Farrell. And so like a great creative team. I don't think they could have picked greater people for this kind of like high school girl club.
Yeah.
And it made it less like Mean Girls or like what you get every single time, and just made it fun.
Yeah. Cool.
All right.
So this little plot here, we begin with our pals, Kyra, Mitra, and Flips.
Yes.
And Kyra and Mitra are pals, and they're
best buds.
They're best buds. It's the first day of a new school year. That's the first panel. They have lockers next to each other. They sing a cute little song called Locker Buds, and it goes like this.
Yeah.
Locker Buds. Locker Buds.
Hey, I think they're like the second best Locker Buds I've ever heard about.
I think so.
Because do you know who the first are?
Me and you.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Dave and I shared a locker at a retail job we had, and one time Dave left a signed picture of Antonio Banderas in the locker made out to me. And it said, Matt, I heart your butt, or something like that.
Also, I don't think we need to let people know that this is a retail job. We worked at Apple.
Yeah.
We don't work there anymore, so it's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. Heard of them.
But because this is a tech-heavy
Ooh, it
book,
is.
So I feel like we really have an idea, and we're kind of experts at that.
That's right. Although I was not an expert, I was a specialist.
Oh, don't you dare go into that bullshit. Anyway, so we got two best friends. They're girls, and there's a new girl at school. She walks up to them and says, "Hey, call me Flips."
That's right.
Which I would be like, "Don't call me ever." Ha cha cha. But
they should call us Flips because we're so good at tech decking.
Oh.
You're stunts. I'm Flips.
Yeah, I got two fingers. I got my index finger and my middle finger. Tony and Hulk.
That's right. I got, what's the other skater?
Stinky.
What's the one? Oh, Jeff and Rowley.
Yeah. You should see my pinky finger. Bob Burnquist. But, so they're two friends. Their new friend joins, and they're like, your name is Flips? Just like Flips from this game we play that's World of Warcraft?
Right.
Sounds neat.
Mm-hmm. They notice her from, like, the forums, right? They're like, oh, you're on the boards.
They're very computer savvy.
Yeah. In fact, they're so computer savvy that they're building apps.
Well, they leaned into this, and I read like the synopsis again after finishing this. They live in San Francisco, which is supposed to be a big plot point.
Right. So all their parents have great investments on their houses because they're all worth $3 million now.
Yeah. So they join each other for a science lab, which turns out to be like a computer science lab, and their job is to find a small business in the area and figure out how to find a app solution for them.
Right. We should also mention at this time, this was unclear to me why this was happening, but Mitra is angry at / jealous of Flips, and I realized it was because she feels like Flips is encroaching on her best friend Kyra.
Yeah, because they play World of Warcraft or whatever it is.
Right, so she's sort of like...
Flips is like fucking king wizard.
Yeah, she's the master of the forums. She's the moderator.
You and I have played so much World of Warcraft, right?
Yes, Dave.
Yeah, so when I go in as my dragon, and I want to fight someone else's
troll.
Yeah, I'll use
Magic.
all the keys on my computer to win.
That's right, and I use my torches to light your estate on fire.
Exactly,
and I win the
and
game.
In the end, I just hit right click, right click, and I win.
I push in on the mouse wheel until I scream.
I go to that little, the little nub in the middle of the keyboard that was like a touch
like
thing.
A laptop.
Yeah, I use that like my computer's clitoris, and I just tap 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 tap.
You're flicking,
and
like
I just
crazy.
come magic. I flick that bean until I get champion, And it turns out I won the Star Cup as Toad. And then I yell, I'm the best!
And then you move to a beautiful house on Moo Moo Farm, and you live out the rest of your days.
And I evolved
into
a Clefable.
Ah, yes. Like the Phoenix
Book's over. So, yeah, so that is a thing. And, all right, so the whole deal is, like, they want to get in that computer lab.
Yeah.
There's good shit in that computer lab. Yeah. You could do Adobe Acrobat. You could resize all your PDFs.
You could open a .txt document in Notepad.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's nuts.
What else could you do?
Who wants to convert this Pages file into a .doc?
That's right.
Who wants to convert this .doc into a .docx?
You could open a GarageBand and try to record something and figure out how to export it as an MP3, and it takes 10 hours.
Audacity. More like a good time, Nacity.
Nice. Awesome.
Anyway, so she can't get it because there's people that you're like, oh, they had a special project. They've booked it for a year.
Yes.
She's like, well, fuck that. So that's great. And then they're being mean to Mitra, who's our fun Indian friend.
The four boys. Yeah, that's
and they up. Slap her iPhone out of her hand.
Yeah, I wrote down like, why are they assaulting her?
And what do they do with her iPhone when it's on the ground?
They stomp on it.
Fucking assholes.
Stomp the yard on it.
Yeah.
Now it's broken, and she goes to swipe on it, and she bleeds into the phone. She cuts her little fingies.
Yeah. I hate your fingy, but I love your blood.
Yeah.
Thank you for giving your blood to this phone.
Yeah, that's right. Although it doesn't really play a role in anything. I thought like the blood would seep into the phone and like it would become a weird like voodoo thing. Nothing happens.
Me too, but it didn't. It was just like, hey guys, it's real dangerous to have a cut screen. This is paid for by the cut screen organization.
Yeah. Come to Apple, get it replaced for $129.
Yeah. Not anymore. By the way, prices went up.
Of course it did.
It's fucked up, yeah.
Oh, so this brings us to a really interesting thing. On page 11, so this book, no pun intended, it's sort of barfy that I'm even saying this, but it's very plugged in. Like it's it's very, because obviously like younger people wrote this and it's very of the time, which was like a few months ago basically.
But I think too, they know their target demographic so well, and it's to the point where like RLS thought he was writing these for like Brian.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But like we got it more than Brian did.
Yeah, Brian, hear that?
Yeah, Brian. Brian was supposed to be reading Fear Street, and he ran out of Fear Street, so he went down to the bumps.
Yeah, and then he went to the mall and threw pennies at kids.
Yeah, like a fucking crazy penny
bully.
Boy. Put them in your loafers, your penny loafers.
That's right. That's what they're for, Brian. Anyway, I'm gonna get an angry text about that.
He doesn't have my number. I'm fine with that shit.
No, we love you, Brian. We're gonna have you back.
Yeah.
There's a meme on page 11.
There's a few of those shits. They make memes.
They make memes.
What is that? Page 11. They made their own meme. Oh yeah, me when my phone broke.
Yeah, and it's like her in the game, like looking distressed, holding a sword and a shield.
It's pretty good.
It's good. I like it, but it speaks to like what this book has to offer. So there's memes, there's drones, there's apps, there's the phrasing "the worst." That's the worst.
There's a lot of stuff.
So it's very plugged in. It's very aware of its time, and it's not to bad effect. I like it. It works.
But also, we have to keep in mind we are not the demographic for this book.
Yeah, but I'm sort of surprised it doesn't say like on fleek. You know,
if it did, I'd still be like, yeah, dude.
It's fine. Yeah,
because you also have to keep in mind that this is a month. Well, yeah, this was a monthly comic book.
Oh yeah.
So this was for people that were coming in, buying comics once a month. When it comes to the creative team, you're looking at Lumberjanes, Runaways, Cora. This is the point where there were a huge female influx on certain comics to the point where, like, traditionally, comics have always been seen as, like, oh, they're for boys and stuff.
Yeah.
Which has always been bullshit.
Agreed.
Because they haven't, when written, they were never targeted for the most point. They were just written, and that was the expectation. This is like very aware of the demographic, which we say over and over again, and just that we have these fun 3 female characters that are doing what they do and enjoying what they enjoy, and that in a lot of ways kind of directly pull from the people that were making this book with like the D&D and the video games. It's fun.
They infuse themselves a little bit.
I'm fine with the memes.
I'm fine with it too. I'm just saying it's a big diff from the RL stuff.
Oh, hells yeah. And I've read RLS's jump into comics right before this, and there's a great reason he's not writing these, because he's so disconnected. There's an intro in this that says that his favorite comics were animal comedy comics, and that he doesn't really care about heroes or any kind of storyline. He cares more about like Chilly Willy,
right? Fart weasels
and fart weasels. He was like, people may not know Chilly Willy, and I'm like, I know Chilly Willy, but he's like, what about Andy Panda and Charlie Chicken? And like, once he says that he loved Baby Huey, it all made sense. Yeah. But yeah,
cool.
This plot's pretty easy to just blow through.
Yeah, she gets a phone. Mystery, like somebody sends her a phone. It has a skull on it, but she thinks it's still okay to use.
It's like an iPhone, but everything's dark pink.
Yeah. It looks cool.
It looks dope. I want that. I was actually I was trying to find a good screen cap to get the background from that phone as my background for my phone, so I could show it to you.
That's great.
If I can, I might just Photoshop one. I'll put it up on our Instagram.
Ooh, that'd be great. Yeah.
By the way, this is a fun read too. You can get it on readcomicsonline.co, I think it is, which is free. But I'd recommend. We bought these hardcovers of it. It was like, what, $7 on Amazon?
And it's worth it. I honestly enjoyed this. I think this was the most enjoyable read so far.
And it's quick. It's fun. If you support these comic readers, if you want to see more from IDW, especially where they're smaller, they just work off of the franchises they get. Yeah. This is what you got to do. So I recommend buying it. Anyway.
So I would say she gets sent a phone. Weird shit starts happening. Like she takes pictures of people and like they get sick or like bad stuff happens to them or they change.
She Snapchat filters them.
She Snapchat filters her cat. He turns pink.
Yeah. And the whole time she gets this new phone and she wants to work to fix her old phone because this one's creepy.
Yeah. So it's a bit like Say Cheese and Die, but there's more nuance because different kinds of things happen. Like people get hurt, but like we said, like the cat just turns pink. Nothing happens to the cat. Yeah. Just like weird stuff.
Or she takes a photo of the people in the computer lab because she can't be there and picks like the sick one and they all start puking their guts out.
Yeah. And she also seems to have like little daydreams / dreams of nightmares of the dummy, or she'll like feel a presence in her room, and you'll see in the panel it'll be like the dummy's hand, or he's standing there watching her sleep.
And she wakes up, doors open, no one's there.
Right. Yeah.
And then little things like they have a sleepover.
Yes.
And she's still feeling like Flips has taken my spot. Yep. Which, by the way, we will learn Flip's name, which is Amanda Sneeds.
Amanda Sneeds. Flips is cooler.
I'd go by Flips, yeah. But the whole time, she's also a little nervous because there's this androgynous love interest throughout the entire book. But the thing is, her name sucks. Her name is Weather.
Her name is Weather, and I don't know like where she comes from. I feel like she just appears.
She does.
And that's what, like, some of my confusion, like, I don't know. Parts of this book don't have a lot of clarity. Like, people just appear. Like, Weather just kind of shows up. And I'm like...
As a comic book reader, like an avid comic book reader, 3 issues was not enough for this. Yeah. I think they should have just done one more.
Yeah.
Because they had to throw things in. But, so they have a sleepover, what we were saying. They're talking about stuff. And Flips wakes up with her hair chopped.
Yes.
And cuts on her face.
And they blame the bird.
Which is fucked up because the whole time I was like, this is bullshit because there was a note.
Yeah, there's a handwritten
note. Which means this bird is just so sick. It's just like, when I first thought that, I immediately thought of Iago.
Yes, yeah. It was,
and I just think of like Gilbert Gottfried just being like, "Squawk! I hate your shit, girls."
Exactly. Yeah, it was weird. Although Flips took it pretty well. Like she wasn't that upset about it.
It just says, "I want the phone."
Yeah.
Was the note.
So there's sort of a foreboding presence. Sorry, my cat is in my lap and moving the microphone.
Oh, that's fine. But the thing that I like about this is that the friends have a chance to come together.
Yes, and they do.
Because what do they do the next morning?
They go to Cup of Joe's, right?
Well, no, they go to their mom's.
Oh, yeah, and they put Band-Aids on
They go
their
downstairs because they're like, oh. So they want to give her a Band-Aid, and of course they pick the rainbow Band-Aids. Because, you know what?
It's Pride Month, baby.
It is. It fucking
Hell
is. Yeah. I was just going to tell a story about work and pride and how somebody that I appreciate just showed his pride so well. And I can't say it because I don't want to lose my job, but just let me know that if you know who the story is and who you are, I appreciate you so much. And just, if you're that person and your work's keeping you down, be who you are.
Hell yeah.
Live your goddamn life. Fuck yeah. So they put their rainbow Band-Aids on, and they all, like, do their hair different and chop their hair and stuff.
Solidarity,
like,
man.
Mitra gets, like, a weird mullet because she feels bad. And I wrote, they all dress like Nelly.
They do, because they put Band-Aids on their faces.
Band-Aids on their face for no reason to be fashionable. So whatever. And yeah, so the bird cage was open. They blame the bird. At this point, they just got to work on homework.
Yeah.
So they decide to go through San Francisco and find a business that doesn't have their own app.
Yeah. Because they're going to build an app for them.
Who would have thought that would be hard?
Yeah, well, I guess it's a saturated
I believe
market.
it would be anybody who lives near San Francisco from the age of 10 and up.
Right.
And then they meet their brother.
Yeah.
Mitra's
Mitra
brother.
takes a picture of her brother teaching a skateboarding class. He's a cool skater guy.
Yeah, he's so dope. He's like an auto rocket.
Yeah.
He's no squid.
No. Is that a Rocket Power reference?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he's the squid when he's safety patrol.
Okay.
He's safety patrol in the school.
Is that a Rocket Power reference?
He's like, no, safety patrol's a thing that is a reference to my life.
Oh,
I was safety
got
patrol.
it.
I got like a sweet little orange vest, which I guess gave me no power other than it would be harder for cars to hit
That's
me.
right. You were reflective.
I was reflective. So she takes a picture of him teaching his class.
And he does a stunt. But because she took the picture, he falls on his arm or something.
It's pretty gruesome.
Yeah, I thought he fell on his head, but it was his arm.
Well, you see his arm bend the wrong way, and then it cuts to a panel of a little kid just like, ah!
Yeah. Yeah, that's right, yeah. They're mortified.
What noise? What page is that? What noise would you make for that? Okay, it's page 33. Yeah. There's a sound effect above the little boy that says "kathunk."
Yeah. And he says, to his credit, her brother just says, "Ouch." Pretty tough guy.
He's a real motherfucker.
Yeah. Then we cut to the emergency room, where Mitra, is there waiting for her brother. I want to point out that there's a glass case in the emergency room, in the waiting room, with a human skeleton in it. Now,
labeled as the human skeleton.
Yes, weird enough that there's a human skeleton in there, and it's labeled the human skeleton. The human skeleton is wearing sunglasses and has a mohawk.
Yes, he is. What color is that mohawk?
You're asking the wrong guy. Pink?
Oh, yeah, I forgot you're colorblind.
That's right, baby.
It is very pink.
Hell yeah.
And why do we know this skeleton?
It's Curly.
It's Curly, the original Boo Duder.
The original Boo Duder. So we say Boo Dudes because it's from Curly, if you did not know.
The original mascot of Goosebumps, who I was for Halloween in, I believe, second or third grade.
There you go. Reading is a scream.
Yes, it is.
So weird stuff happens in the waiting room. First thing, the skeleton knocks on the glass. And she, looks up and says, like, can't be. And then he knocks on the glass later. Second weird thing, something I don't really understand throughout the book, is somebody shows up named Keith. And he looks like a weird little, I don't know. He looks like he's like a heroin addict.
He's like a spooky anime guy.
Yeah.
We'll call him a Tokyo Ghoul.
Okay. So he's also...
So Tokyo Ghoul shows up and he's just spitting.
He's just barfing.
He's barfing. He's got like a diarrhea stain on his shoulder.
Yeah, it looks like a soup coming out. It looks like a gruel, more like Tokyo gruel.
Yeah, and he's that's a good one. And he's smiling.
He's smiling. He's happy.
And he is the fucking creepiest kid ever.
He just appears and says, she says, "Sorry, I didn't see you." He says, "That's okay. Do you have a basement? I like basements." Are you waiting to see a doctor? No, I'm waiting for you so you can ... take care of me.
And in the background, you can see Curly just tapping on the glass as this kid talks more
looking
and more.
Looking cool as hell.
And she says, "Tonk, tonk."
Yeah, and then as Mitra leaves with her mom, he appears to melt.
He's throwing up his vomit pile is bigger than his body. It has
a vein.
It's dope.
Yeah, I don't know. I lost interest. Can we fast forward?
With Keith?
Yeah.
All right. So this is what happens. We're just gonna blow through. Right. So that happens. They dress like Nellies. And they meet Keith. Her cat. She comes home and her cat's pink based on the filter.
Still a good boy. Very cute.
She turns on a filter that's called Secrets when she takes a picture of her friends, and she can start hearing their thoughts. Yes. And it's to the point where she's like, "Oh, they don't know that Weather won't like her. Weather won't like her." Meanwhile, Weather likes her a lot because she took a photo of her with like a love filter. But then she goes home and she has a Slappy dream again. And the next morning when she wakes up, Kyra's at her house. And she's just like, "Hey, I'm really worried about you." Classic Goosebumps scene. "I think since you got that phone, things are going bad." Mitra is hearing what the phone wants her to hear and all this stuff, and she pushes her.
Yes.
And they fall off a cliff together.
Yes. Very weird.
Which, is a weird thing to do in a book, but a great way to end issue 2 of a 3-issue miniseries.
Yeah, it's cool. And they kind of make
fall
up
off the cliff
at this point.
Yeah. Weather saves them because she's so in love because of the thing, so it helps them out. They decide the phone's doing it all, so they're like, "We're going to get rid of this shit and figure it out." They get to school, and then all of a sudden a little man standing there and says, "We're going to stop you," because it turns out that Slappy has been watching her in her sleep and confronts her about it. Because she's like, "I need the phone to figure this shit out, and I can use it to enslave everybody." Because if we know Slappy from that book, Slappy, just like Thomas Jefferson, dude loves slaves.
For sure. And he talks about slaves in this book again. Very problematic.
Then, while they're fighting over the phone, it turns on like a beauty app.
Yeah, that was weird.
Which makes like a ghost woman that's like trying to figure out who's so beautiful. And then Weather shows up with a drone because it's San Francisco and steals the phone from the lady. Yeah. And they're all fighting and whatever because...
The creeps also appear.
Turns out the guys who were in the computer lab the whole time have been creeps from Calling All Creeps. Right. And we forgot to mention that she was playing apps on the phone, which was like... Bring the creeps to your town. She was basically playing like a Simpsons Tapped Out from city to city and diseasing people according to the news.
Bringing seed-filled cookies to everybody.
Yeah.
Now, Dave, do you think...
I don't want to hear it. Because I saw the cover of issue 3, which looks like somebody blew a load all over a classroom. And then Slappy's hiding in a desk creepily like, "It wasn't me."
You know, it's weird, though. The app I saw, when they showed in the panel, it said underneath, you know, the title of the app underneath the picture, it said Ookie Cookie. Yeah.
See, that's a bad joke.
That's
like a joke. It's like a middle school boy joke.
I think our dynamic works because of your honesty.
Yeah.
So...
Has anyone ever played that game? Ever.
Okay, Cookie?
In the history of people's
I think
dicks.
Fred Durst did, right?
No, he just like to sing about it. You think he ever did anything with a chainsaw? He probably doesn't know how to start one. He'd be like, "Oh, no." They'd be like, "Hey, there might be some debris. Put goggles on and put your hat forward."
I don't know.
And he'd be like, "Yeah, I'm not going to do that."
We'll have to watch his horrifying sex video together.
He has a sex video?
Yeah. I've never watched it, but I heard about it.
We do a review of that for our Patreon?
Yeah, sure. That'll be the $1,000 tier.
Let's just do it as a $1 tier and not on Patreon, but if you text us, we'll text it back.
We'll tell you if he wears the hat or not.
Yeah, or if his wiener has a tinier hat that's backwards. A Jimmy hat. A backwards Yankees Jimmy hat. So
the drone takes
creeps
the phone.
are just like, no, creeps, we'll get you, because like we're the creeps. And then like Slappy's like, oh fuck, and then Slappy's like, get him, and Slappy sends Curly to fight the creeps, and they get away.
Yes.
But they stomp the phone. They stomp the art of the phone to break it, and it like
it evaporates
makes
the woman.
And also there's a second Mitra, because she used the twinning app, which means like two of you, so it disappears. Then, great reference, great 90s reference, or early 2000s. They kill Slappy because Slappy's like, well, I'm alive, and they throw what's left of the phone or something into the
seats, the bleachers,
and then they shut the bleachers on Slappy like they do in The Faculty, which is a great horror movie starring Jimmy Stewart and the lady who plays the Phoenix in X-Men: The Last Stand.
That's right.
And isn't it Devon Sawa?
Devon Sawa, yeah. Famke Jensen, is that her name?
Yeah, it's a great movie. Go watch it. Very 90s. And then in the end, they kill them, and Weather's there, and they're like, hey, I droned. Thank you. We drone. We all drone. We droned. But sorry about that app that made me fall in love with you. I don't really like dating.
Right.
She doesn't say that she doesn't like girls, which is good. Maybe in the future they can get together, because all the characters are very reasonable and nice, other than the creeps. Like, all the characters that are bad are monsters, which is fine. But she also says, I don't like dating. I just like sports and making rad films.
That's right, yeah. She's focusing on her art right now.
Yeah, which is fine because they're like 12.
Yeah. I also want to point out when Slappy is closed into the bleachers and crushed there, he says, please, these rickety pieces of junk always have safety measures. And Kyra says, not if they were made in the 90s. And in the 90s is bolded.
Awesome.
It's awesome, yeah.
It's awesome. That was in my good writing.
Oh, sorry.
Which is great. So let's just blow through it, because we're at an hour 10.
Okay.
Which is fine for a double episode and a shorter comic. So what was your good writing?
Good stuff. I have the meme in there, the me when my phone broke. I think they're very tuned in. The cat is very cute. I just wrote on all pages. It's very cute. On page 30, let me just get the context here. It says they go to Cup of Joe's because it's a coffee shop, because they're trying to find the perfect business for the school art project.
This is very good. These parts,
and
which again, you guys should read this. It's
great.
Fun. It's
so
fun. It's a fun book.
Actually, before they go to Cup of Joe's, they go to the yarn shop, and this is where this happens. The woman at the counter says, we already have an app for tracking patterns, yarn, and stuff. And there's like people in there. Apparently you can go there and crochet and like weave and play with your yarn. And Mitra says, geez, these grands, meemaws, and punks are more plugged in than us. Because there's like older folks there, and there's also like a dude with a leather jacket.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Amazing.
There's so many fun little San Francisco jokes. Yeah. The jokes land so well in this book.
I thought that was a great line. Yeah, in the ER, I like that there's Curly there. I mean, that's crazy. I like and then I had not if they were made in the 90s.
Yes, I have page 6. Which I love. They were talking about, this is great, working in a school and having a mother who works at schools and family and a sister-in-law. Just says, hardly, how much outdoor time are we going to have to log? They're talking about school. The new girl says, oh, next to none. The state Congress cut fresh air out of the school budget.
Got him.
Feel like that was a fun joke. On page 16, when she gets the new phone, she's just like, let me see if the camera's any good. She just takes a picture of her cat laying on the bed, and she goes, there, now it's a real phone.
Yeah, that's great.
Great reference, taking a cat picture. Yeah. This I loved, because when they're describing that it's the phone doing all this magic, Kyra has something that every friend should say in a Goosebumps book, where she says, we must both be, because she's like, I'm probably crazy because I think this is happening. Kyra says, we must both be crazy because that makes sense.
Yeah. That's good.
That was great. I love that Curly. I was like, Curly's back, baby. Because I have not seen Curly other than an ad. Curly isn't in any of the books.
What do you mean? Any of the Goosebumps books?
Curly's not. Yeah, Curly's the mascot, but Curly is not a character in any of the books.
Curly. Yeah, sorry. I was thinking about Slappy.
Yeah, but which is great that Curly's just standing there slapping the glass and being awesome.
Yeah, I agree.
And I love the scene, which we have to put this up, of like Slappy going to Curly and he goes, Curly, get him. And
yeah.
Because Curly is dressed as the Grim Reaper.
Oh my god, it's so good.
There's the Grim Reaper standing there and she's like, no costumes. And Curly's just like, oh, and just takes the Grim Reaper costume off. It's just a skeleton. I love the 90s safety measures. It was great too. What about your bad writing?
Page 15, I was confused because it looks like she's using AIM. So like right after I made this, I thought like, oh, she's like, this book's really plugged in. It's really tuned in. I was like, this looks like AIM. Although I guess it could just be like iMessage on the computer.
Well, page 15?
Yeah. Because like her phone broke. So she's like, how do I get in touch with my friends?
Yeah, it does look a lot like AIM.
And then also, like, why wouldn't she respond? Like, why wouldn't you just use iMessage on your computer? So, I don't know. So, I got a little upset because it squashed my theory about this book being totally plugged in.
Seeing this, too, I love that, like, when she's reaching towards a box with all of her junk, there's one that just says cool
That was
rocks.
in my bad/good writing. It's insane.
I think it's funny.
It's so funny.
But it's very much like stuff you have left over from elementary school.
Cool rocks. Page 18, that's when Weather appears, and I just wrote, like, who the fuck is she? She recurs, but gets no proper intro.
Agreed.
Page 29, I guess it's like a funny thing, but they blame the bird for cutting the hair and writing the note, and it's just weird. The cat is pink. I didn't get that right away because I didn't notice a difference, honestly, but that's my problem, not everybody else's.
Well, stylistically in this book, it's a little different.
Yeah, they didn't like put a lot of emphasis on that. Page 49 is when they're falling down the hill. And so the first panel is them screaming, falling, and it says, yep, that's me and my bestie, Kyra, falling to our deaths thanks to a dumb, haunted phone. And it's a bit like that like record scratch meme. It's like, you might wonder how I ended up here. And it's like a picture of like, I don't know, fucking Putin like putting a finger in his nose or something like that. And they're like, haha, Russia's funny. Aren't we fucked as a nation? I don't know. It just didn't really resonate that well, especially the way to start volume 3. Yeah. That's it.
I had Flips is a bad nickname. I mean, it's okay, but it's just like added. There's no description for why she's Flips. I guess other than that's her name in a video game. I don't like in the beginning the dialogue. They're trying. I guess do girls even talk like this? Like middle school girls were like celebrity.
Yeah, I don't think.
And
so.
they hyphenated it. It was weird. This is like from reading comics. When she's sleeping, they added the Z's in between her dialogue.
Oh, yeah.
Which was like stylistically a very weird choice for a comic thing.
Yeah, it says.
And I was like, I get it, but like it was just. I guess they're trying to be quirky and fun, which was okay. But I feel like it was just kind of.
You're right. It's redundant because we could see her sleeping.
It wasn't needed, and it was kind of that's just like a comic choice. But then whatever. Another thing too is that this is a very woke comic, as I say. They have a lot of current references, and they really get a lot of the culture that they're shooting for. And then it doesn't take Encyclopedia Brown to figure out that creepy stuff has started to.
Yeah.
Encyclopedia Brown's a reference that like feels too old for me, and I'm 31 now.
Which again, for a book that's mostly modern, is a weird choice.
The twinning filter even seemed corny for kids that age.
Yes.
And then the ending sucked.
I don't even remember the ending.
So did we even do the ending where like Weather doesn't like girls? Oh yeah. And then she comes home and they're like, "Hey, your brother's downstairs." She's like, "My brother's here." They're like, "No, your other brother." Then they go down and that ghost child's there.
And I don't get it. Like,
it doesn't make any sense. And I read online the reason they did this, and it was literally the reason the reason is because Goosebumps. To the point where they wanted to have an ending that is barely alluded to, that makes no sense, and it's just kind of like, what?
Yeah.
So there's the boy is now downstairs.
He's the one who sent the phone to her.
It says, Mom must be tricking us good. Maybe our new brother is a game console. And says, oh no, the phone smashed to bits. I thought my new big sis would take better care of a gift from her little bro. It says, you from the hospital, you sent the phone? You presented a problem, I had the solution. For now, I'll be here to solve all your problems each and every day. As long as you take care of me, and you'll take care of me if you want your parents to stay alive.
Weird.
Just weird, and like, she just caught her own ghost.
Yeah.
And I think it has to do with the app, and she's like bringing all of the horror to her town, and she brought him there. But
I guess.
Like, is when, like, she's like, oh, I finally made it to my town. And then Curly shows up at there, and then that boy shows up. So, like, probably has to do with that. But it was
not
just
clear.
It was not clear when I read that they just wanted a weird twist ending, like most Goosebumps books, how are out of the blue, which is fine, but it just doesn't fit.
Yeah, you could have made it good instead.
Cool. So, yeah. So, what's your top score?
I didn't have one.
Mine was Keith, who's the shitty ending in the hospital.
Yeah, that if there was one.
About how he's just like, hello, and he's slowly puking more and more until he's dying. But I just like how Curly is banging on the glass in the back. It just makes it very chaotic. And that was a good reference that made it spooky.
Yeah, and it's sort of abstract, too, because in the next scene, it does... When I saw that image of him puking, I was like, oh, he's just puking a lot. But the next frame from, like, Volume 2, she's like, I can't tell... my best friend. Oh, yeah, it says, she's like typing a message to Kyra, and it says, I think there's something wrong with me. First, I'm lying to my family. Haven't told them about the mystery phone. And maybe we ate something weird. I saw a boy start to melt at the hospital today. And I was like, oh, he's melting? Jesus.
He, like, threw up bigger than his body. Like, it was really scary. But it was kind of awesome. It was like the thing. I loved it. Best dressed.
I don't know. I wonder if we have the same one. Page 55, Curly.
Yeah!
He's dressed as the Grim Reaper. He looks badass. Then Slappy kicks him, takes off the robe, and he looks like so cute. He's like, oh, I'm sorry. And he's still wearing the sunglasses.
Mine is actually earlier in the book because Curly is wearing, or maybe it's later in the book, they have Curly kind of wearing his normal clothes.
Which is no clothes except for sunglasses?
No, he has if you go to page 63... Actually, no, that's just his sternum. It made it look like he was wearing a... Because he used to have a neckerchief like a Boy Scout.
Oh, yeah.
Back in the day. Yeah, but he has a pink mohawk, sunglasses, and, like Chuck Taylors.
Yeah. He's cool. He's looking good.
Which, if I wanted you to come to my house, that's how I would want you dressed.
Oh, yeah?
Just
nude with
sunglasses and Chuck Taylors. Okay, what's your alternate
title? See, you think I would say something like... You know, because this is download and die, right? So you want me to say like, nice load, my guy, or big load, my guy.
Yeah, I would want to.
But
of course, that's what I
think, I think good name is Grand's Meemaws and Punks. I think that's great.
What?
Grand's Meemaws and Punks.
Oh, yeah. Mine was gonna say, why I hate millennials. Buy public schools.
Perfect. Done.
All right, that's another one of the books, and I just want to thank everybody for following us for our first quarter.
Yeah,
through this adventure.
Yeah. We made it pretty far.
If we did 16 books, and we did the Holiday, and the Bailey. Did we do any other specials?
Just those. But yeah, you know, that's a lot of hours on Goosebumps. 19
episodes. We did a live one. So, like, I think a lot of people have been really supportive. Should thank Adam Maffei.
Yeah, shout out to our
for really getting us started and pushing us in the beginning. Thank Kathy.
Shout out Kathy.
For being one of our biggest fans.
Yeah.
And listening to every single episode as it comes out.
And all of our listeners. Thanks, Judy. Thanks.
Yeah. Craig. Of the Disney Dunces, which is a podcast he started with his buddies. You know what people do, like... There's so many Disney podcasts out there.
Are there? That makes sense.
There's a bunch. And they're all like people who are obsessed with Disney and love Disney and know everything. Yeah. they don't know anything about Disney and can take it or leave it. So it's like a Disney podcast by people who really don't give a shit.
That sounds fun.
And they review like Cadet Kelly.
I don't know what that is.
It's like one of the made-for-TV movies starring like what's the girl who said like "Let the rain fall down"? That girl.
Shit, what is that?
Like they just reviewed all of the shorts for like Halloween. Hilary Duff. They reviewed all the shorts, like the Toy Story shorts that they made for Halloween and like Christmas. Like they do like stuff like that.
That's fun.
But they're fun, so check them out. But Craig is always a proponent. Of course, Brian, who's listened to all of our episodes, and we pulled him in to be part of it. But all of our friends, you know who you are. Thank you for being part of this for this first quarter. We promise to keep pushing through. It's for us in many ways, but it makes it even better that you're enjoying it too.
Dave, can I plug something real quick?
Yeah, plug your butt.
You can try. But I would like to plug producer Chib, my lovely wife, has an Etsy shop. And the shop name, if you go to Etsy.com and you go to the shop name is Spooky Bread. Like spooky and bread together.
On brand?
Yes. There's a bunch of cool glasses there, like mugs, wine glasses, whatever, but she has Calling All Creeps special pint glass. It's a welcome to the brewery glass, so you can check it out there and pick one up if you want to prost along with your boys.
So we missed Spring Brewery.
Yeah, we'll do one soon.
Which means we got to do two. I'm thinking Spring Brewery because we were so into our Coronas.
Yeah.
Corona Lights. We should do a light beer.
I'm down. I'll do a shootout of light beers.
All right, so we're going to do that next. But we should post that. We'll put that up on our Instagram with links and stuff like that. I know listening to something, you're probably driving right now or, spanking it when you're listening to our voices. But this way you'll be able to click the link. So we'll have Matt. We'll post that and get it through. Because I saw her Squirtle Squad cup glass when I was there last time, and I was
the collection has grown.
Yeah, I need to buy my brewery glass.
Yeah.
I'm 100% going to do that right now. All right. So with that, we have probably, which I expect to be the worst book coming next week.
Oh, yes. I anticipate the same.
So I think another reason why we did this episode is because we just don't want to get there.
Yeah, we're really trying to put off Why I'm Afraid of Bees.
Why I'm Afraid of Bees, cover-wise, looks like shit.
Worst cover.
If somebody gave me that to write, I would be like, I don't know how to make this
sorry,
good.
Dude. No can do. Come back to me for number 19.
It's going to suck. So we're going to try and make it fun.
Yeah, we'll have fun with it.
We'll see.
We'll see what happens. What's the deal with that book? All right.
Buzz, am I right?
Yeah, baby.
A boo doo 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 boo. A doo ba doo doo doo.
Are you saying a boo dude? A boo dude? I bid you a boo dude. Dabra. Alright. Dabra, I'm horny again. Dabra. Oh, my brother is big.
My brother. I'm gonna play golf.
Oh, my dad is cranky.
That's the best way you just go.
My mom is small.
What's up? Hockey game.
Dabra, I'm going to the lodge with the boys.
Dabra.
Bye.
I have a small dick.
Bye.
Just cut this way before this happens.
We're cutting it now.
Please, dude.
Bye.
No, I hate this. Goodbye. Bye, dudes.